Imagine walking through a prehistoric swamp when the ground itself begins to move. From the shadows, something skitters. 8 legs, armored, and big enough to snatch a child. For decades, scientists believed this nightmare creature was real. This is the legend of Megarachne, a spider so huge it could have hunted dinosaurs. But the truth is even stranger. To understand Megarachne, we need to step back in time. Not 65 million years ago, during the fall of the dinosaurs, but much further, around 300 million years ago, during the Carboniferous period. This was a world unlike anything we know today. Towering ferns and giant horsetail plants formed dense forests. Oxygen levels in the atmosphere were almost 35%, compared to just 21% today. This oxygen-rich environment didn't just make the air more flammable, it allowed creatures to grow to monstrous sizes. Dragonflies as wide as hawks, millipedes as long as cars, and arachnids, creatures related to spiders and scorpions, that could rival small dinosaurs in sheer terror. In this alien world of lush swamps and colossal bugs, the legend of Megarachne was born. The story begins in the 1980s, when paleontologists in Argentina unearthed a fossil unlike anything seen before. It looked like the remains of a gigantic spider, its carapace broad, its limbs extending outward like armored legs. They gave it a name, Megarachne cervinae, meaning great spider. And for years, the scientific community and the public believed that the Carboniferous was home to a spider the size of a dinner plate, perhaps even larger. Imagine a tarantula scaled up into a nightmare version of itself, stalking through primeval forests, feasting on amphibians, reptiles, and perhaps small dinosaurs. The idea captured imaginations. Documentaries, books, and even magazines began labeling Megarachne as the giant spider of prehistory. But science, as always, had a plot twist waiting. In 2005, new fossil evidence changed everything. Researchers studied Megarachne more closely and made a shocking discovery. Megarachne wasn't a spider at all. Instead, it belonged to a different group of arthropods, the eurypterids, also known as sea scorpions. These were aquatic predators that had been around long before the Carboniferous, prowling lakes, rivers, and coastal waters. Megarachne, far from being a web-spinning nightmare, was actually more like a bizarre, armored crab-scorpion hybrid. It lived in freshwater swamps, using paddle-like limbs to swim and a shovel-like headplate to dig through sediment, likely hunting small fish and invertebrates. So no, it wasn't a spider that could chase down dinosaurs. But in some ways, the truth was even more fascinating, because Megarachne revealed just how strange and alien Earth's ecosystems once were. It also reminded us of a crucial lesson. Science is always evolving. What we imagine today may be rewritten tomorrow by the next fossil find. But Megarachne wasn't alone. The Carboniferous was crawling, literally, with giants. Take Meganeura, the dragonfly with a wingspan of over 2 feet. Unlike today's dragonflies, Meganeura could swoop down like a bird of prey, hunting smaller amphibians. Or consider Arthropleura, the millipede that could reach up to 8.5 feet long. Imagine walking through a forest and seeing what looks like a moving log, only to realize it's a colossal bug with hundreds of legs. And then there were the true scorpions of the period, some reaching lengths of 3 feet, their stings capable of killing prey far larger than any modern scorpion could dream of. In this insect empire, Megarachne wasn't the deadliest predator, but it was certainly one of the strangest. A creature misidentified as a giant spider, because honestly, in a world filled with monster bugs, that idea wasn't so far-fetched. Today, Megarachne remains one of paleontology's most fascinating cases of mistaken identity. It shows how our understanding of the past is always changing, and how myths can grow from science. For decades, it was the spider that could hunt dinosaurs. Now, it's remembered as a strange, armored, scorpion-like creature from the swamps of prehistory. And maybe that's even better. Because the real story of Megarachne reminds us that prehistoric Earth was stranger than any science fiction, filled with creatures that defy our imagination. So the next time you swat a spider in your house, remember, 300 million years ago, its ancient cousins were monsters that ruled the land and water. And if you'd been alive then, you might not have been the top of the food chain. This was the spider that could hunt dinosaurs, a story of legends, mistakes, and the truly alien world of Earth's past. If you enjoyed this journey into prehistory, don't forget to subscribe for more, because the creatures of the past are far stranger and far scarier than we ever imagined.